ultimately, when you get your message across, it's authentic, you're going to cultivate that community that you want to grow your brand. And there are people that are going to write your product on their grocery list and go buy it. And it's, I give the pyramid analogy. You want to start with that micro market when you're first starting in the farmers markets and finding 50 to 100 people that would miss you when you're gone. You want to start with those people and, hone them, develop them, nurture them as like your family. And then from there, they're going to talk about your product and they're going to recommend you. And then your base is going to grow until you have a pyramid of a really sustainable, really strong, sturdy business. And ultimately, that's my goal for every business that gets started, is to grow that base where they can grow and they can flourish and they can make money, which is ultimately what everyone wants to do and what everyone needs to do. And so I think that it's all about consistency in building that pyramid.
And we talked about sort of the sales and marketing budget, and there's always the tendency to focus a lot on the consumer side, but I think as you've grown Smack Dab, you don't lose sight of the customer part of it, so you have to do both, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like talking about the customers, the store,
the retailers.
Yeah, so I think that and it's always hard to work with those people because their stores are harder to speak to than the customers. So I think it's all about just working with them and understanding their needs and, seeing how you can support them in a way, and then being creative. So say, for example, whenever we have a promotion with Sobeys or Safeway that runs in the Western provinces, we put our heads together and we develop content and how we can help support them and then help support our consumers in the end. And so you have to always keep them in mind. It is hard though when you're working with bigger retailers like Sobeys and Safeway and Calgary Co-ops and Fresh Street and Urban Fare. It's so hard because you do forget about the little guys. And I'm torn because you don't want to forget about them because they're the ones that got you going, and the DeLucas are the ones that and their shop is how we really got going. So you don't want to forget about them, but also the Sobeys and the Safeways and the bigger guys are the ones that pay your bills, They're the ones that move the volume. So you have to, I think it's hard to not, you just can't forget about them. So what our strategy has been for in the next months is doing some local pieces on some local stores in maybe BC, in Alberta, in Manitoba, talking about them because a lot of them have a neat story too. And again, you have to filter it through your brand, and it makes sense for our brand and being very authentic and believing in home cooking. So a lot of these stores are very wonderful, like high quality stores that bring in amazing products, import some amazing goods from Italy. And you want to focus them and shine light on them too, but you have to balance that with the big guys too. So it's a constant teeter-totter of not forgetting where you came from, but also supporting your big customers.
And so you're looking at telling the story of some of the smaller retailers to your online community.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people love hearing that too. Because a lot of people do still shop at those smaller mom and pop grocery stores. So yeah, it's just all about that local feel, but obviously still staying true to who you are.